Welcome back to Great Day. May is Women's Health Awareness Month, and as the saying go, with Mother's Day right around the corner, it's a perfect time to stop and pay attention. But as the saying goes, if Mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. Yes, okay, nobody in the house will be happy. Here with her 8 steps to wellness, please welcome Dr. Drshelenalaljiesthetics with the Dr. Shel Wellness and Medical Spa. Good morning.
Good morning, Deborah.
Okay, so just as the name of your spa, wellness spa, it incorporates inner and outer health and well-being. So let's start with, you have these 8 points that you look at. One is something that we're hearing a lot about lately that really can impact someone's life greatly, and that's check and balance hormone levels.
Absolutely. It's not just about checking the levels. We really need to balance the levels. So unless your hormones are balanced, and this starts very early on. People think that it starts around menopause, around 50, but no. When you're around 30s and when you've especially had your children, everything gets imbalanced. And so it's your progesterone, your estrogen, your testosterone, thyroid, big one as you know, DHEA, cortisol. So everything gets imbalanced, and that affects us and gives us the symptoms of your mood swings, anxiety, depression, weight gain, hair loss, fatigue, and all the other things that we feel as though we're just not ourselves anymore.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how many women I run into who go, I don't know what's happening, because after I had my son, it just like slaps you across the face.
It does, and you go to your primary care doctor or your OB-GYN, and unfortunately, in traditional medicine, there's not enough time to really sit down and delve into those issues.
We medicate symptoms.
That's
the problem.
Exactly right. So the problem is imbalanced hormones, and once you get to the source of the problem, voila, you feel completely better, and I hear it all the time, Deborah. Thanks for giving me my life back.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
but you're right, and a lot of it, and part of it is our fault in the sense that we just want the symptom to go away. We'll deal with the problem later.
We do.
But you deal with the problem, and everything goes away.
Absolutely.
All right. The next is to check and replace nutritional deficiencies, which a lot of us underestimate.
Absolutely. So nutrition plays an important role, as you know. So you really need to know what nutrients and what supplements to take. So you need a test. You need to know what you, as an individual, Deborah, needs versus what I need. And so there is a great test that we offer, SpectraCell, and that is to check 33 different vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. So everybody doesn't need calcium or the same amount of calcium or vitamin D. You know, it's very, very important, but let's check your levels, and let's check and see.
We always tell women when you get a certain age, take calcium. Well, I had my bone density checked, and it's so thick. He goes, you're not going to ever have a broken bone. You don't need that. So, and I think we also forget that food truly is our medicine. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if there's certain nutrients, when you're lacking nutrients and certain minerals, that's where disease sets in.
You bet. So food is our medicine, as Hippocrates even said. We need to use that, but we need to use the correct food for the correct person. So essentially, we need to not only supplement you with supplementation, which is medical grade, but so we need to figure out what foods you're sensitive to and what you're allergic to. So we do offer and we recommend to all our patients a food sensitivity testing, which will test you for 96 different food items, including the big ones now, Deborah, the gluten, the casein, the yeast, the dairies, the wheat, and all the different fruits, vegetables, grains that we take for granted. But yet, these patients suffer from bloating and cramping, and everybody has IBS, and they're on all these drugs and all these reflux drugs where you don't need to be on them.
Get back to the cause. In fact, we just got back from a seminar recently that kind of linked the food sensitivity to ADHD, autism.
That was very exciting, Deborah, because we, as mothers, you know, we really want to do what's best for our kids. So I think a lot of mothers will relate to this out there. If you have a child who's been diagnosed or misdiagnosed with ADHD or autism or anything on the spectrum, look at the diet first. We see these kids all the time where we really do get them off of the gluten, the casein, the yeast, the sugars, and voila, they're a different person. But yet we also treat them with nutrients and treat their metabolic effects that's going on and their toxicities, and then they don't really need medications anymore.
Yeah, because unfortunately autism and ADHD, sometimes those are big umbrellas that when you say misdiagnosed, a lot of kids are thrown under that category.
Exactly, and it could be just very, very easily treated, or at least the medications can be lowered, or you go from 4 medications to 1 medication, and then there's the whole neurofeedback, which, you know, that is a big field where you actually retrain the brain. So there's a lot that we can do for these children that's not being done.
Yeah, environmental allergy program. So we talk about food allergies, but then there's a lot
we
of us
live
know
in
Houston.
We live in Houston, so try to figure out which environmental allergens you're allergic to, and either choose drops or injections. I like to go with the drops because it's easier. Patients can do it for themselves, and we customize these drops for the patients that they can do 3 times a day, and voila, in a couple of months, they're off their Claritin, Zyrtec, Sudafed, all of that is
Getting
gone.
to the cause again.
Yes.
All right, so number 5 is fitness program and weight loss if needed.
Weight loss if needed. So weight loss is a big subject, and we know that. However, there's a lot of talk recently, and Dr. Oz brought it up recently, and there's a lot of people talking about this. Should everybody be on the HCG diet? And, you know, I really think that anything that you do needs to be medically supervised. Have a physician supervise this. Don't get things off the internet, and don't self-correct, self-treat. That's going to be the same as going on these yo-yo diet programs. Well, you'll lose, you'll gain, and then you might hurt your body more than helping your body.
And again, there is no miracle on that one. You know, you can start something and lose that weight, but unless you change the way you eat in many cases and the way you exercise, it's just going to come back.
So when you do a weight loss program, make sure that you're going to a physician that can balance your hormones, your nutrients, your foods, and that way you can keep the weight off.
Right. All right. Stress reduction is so huge. We, again, underestimate stress because we tuck it away in our body, opens the door for disease and
exactly. And stress reduction is what's causing that weight gain to begin with, and what's causing all these diseases to begin with. So make sure that you reduce that stress. Yoga, meditation, as well as sleep is the next one. 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, crucial and very, very underestimated as far as the importance.
And here's a way to make it make sense. There's a reason why sleep deprivation is actually used as a form of torture.
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely.
So, because but your body needs to repair itself. It has to do all of its work while you're sleeping.
Yes, it does.
All right. Outer beauty is our self-esteem. It really, when we look in the mirror, you know,
that's what you think.
How we feel inside is one thing, but when we look in the mirror is the end of the day. Right.
So how you look on the outside a lot of times will reflect how you're feeling on the inside, and vice versa. But there are so many women that have self-esteem issues because they might have sun damage, skin laxity, loose skin, deep lines, wrinkles, you know, just skin that doesn't look the way they feel on the inside. So we have a strong push towards just taking care of the entire person, where you really want to look at those things by using the appropriate lasers for the appropriate skin types. Don't use the wrong lasers for a darker skin person that you would use for the lighter skin. So again, physician supervision. Make sure that you're going to the right facilities, as well as Botox fillers, other lasers. Those are all very, very good things that you can do non-invasively, non-surgically, but make sure you're going to the right places that can do all of those things for you. Get rid of the unwanted hair, get rid of the unwanted veins, get rid of that loose skin, and don't necessarily have to go under the knife. So that will improve your self-esteem immediately.
Okay, I know you're going to kill me, but I'm going to tell the audience how old we really are. 189.
There you go. There you go.
We look good for 189, don't we?
Yes.
All right. Well, Dr. Shel is hosting an open house with exclusive specials and education tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. I love the specials part, because if you're thinking about getting something done, you can probably save some money on this.
For Mother's Day especially, yes, definitely.
And gift certificates as well?
Gift certificates and little free gifts with the gift certificate.
Okay. Well, you can get more explanation on the services offered, and you can ask questions at the Dr. Shel Wellness and Medical Spa in Sugar Land. RSVP to this number. It is 281-313-7435, 281-313-7435, because space is limited. You can also find out more by going to drshel.com, and Shel is spelled with 1 L. All right, you know, in fact, if you want to just get your own Mother's Day gift, you just go on down there yourself and say, honey, don't worry about it. I got it taken care of.
There you go.
Thank you.
It was great seeing you, Deborah.
Up next, these high school classmates reunited to pursue a lifelong dream. They are here with a Mother's Day tribute when we come back.